Hey y'all, it's your girl Sarah from Sarah Styles here. In this video, I am going to show you 5 strategies to source smarter and not harder. So if you are a reseller or you're looking to become a reseller, definitely keep watching. Hey, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and notifications so you get notifications of my new content. And if you like the videos, definitely give me a thumbs up so I know this channel is for you guys. I'm doing content that you want. So give thumbs up, leave comments below so that I know what you like. Someone in my last video said they can hardly hear me, so I got a little microphone. Hopefully that helps. If you're on Poshmark, leave your closet below. I share 100 items, sometimes more, depending on time. I often am known to buy things from your closet as well, too. You guys all have a lot of really cute stuff, and I like clothes, so, and shoes and purses. I'm not, no, I like it all. Before we get started, what makes me qualified to do this video? I've been a reseller and upcycler for 17 years. I also have a degree in mathematics and 7 years experience. 7 years experience in statistical analysis, data analysis, modeling, forecasting, and all of that. So I combine these 2 experiences together to use data to drive strategies that work. I show you my data. I show you why it works. And you can see in some of my other videos, and I'll link them above, I go a bit more into detail on the data aspect of it. I have an analytical tool that I use that I built. I do have the template for sale on Etsy, so you don't have to worry about figuring out how to build the template if that's not something that you already know how to do. And then I also run reports for you as well. If you don't even want to mess with Excel at all, or Google Sheets, actually it's in Google Sheets. If you don't want to mess with Google Sheets at all, I can run a report for you. And that's all on Etsy. Stay tuned through the end of the video, and there's a discount code for it at the end of the video, and the link to purchase is down below. So that's the data analytics tool that you'll kind of see pop in and out of all of my videos. The link above is like a deeper dive into the analytic tool to tell you how to use data analysis to improve your sales. But today we are going to be talking about 5 strategies to source smarter, not harder, so that you can make more money. And who doesn't want to work less to make more? Yes, please, sign me up. Love that. So let's get started. Number 1 is research. It's kind of boring, right? And the fun part is shopping, right? And so we all just want to go out and we want to shop and we want to buy things. But research is so important so that you can work harder, smarter. I keep saying it backwards. That you can work smarter and not harder. If you spend a few minutes before you go researching, you can get so much better stuff and improve your sales just by doing a little bit of research. So there's 2 kinds of research I'm going to talk about. One is researching the stores in your area. So everybody, and I talk about this in my other videos, everybody has different places to source and different ways to source. So we can't all have the same strategies. We can't all be selling the same things. You need to know your stores. You need to know your area. And if you're new to this, drive around, pull it up on, Google Maps, look at the different thrift stores, call them and ask them what their sale days are. Ask them what days they put out new inventory. Go and check it out. I've been thrifting my entire life, and I've born and raised in Denver, so I know the thrift stores. And things change over time, right? But in my area, I know thrift stores. I know the thrift stores I go to for jeans, and I know what days to go to get good jeans. I have thrift stores that I like for purses, and I know what days to go to get purses because I know their sales days. I know the days that they do new inventory. And so they're going to put out new, like for instance, one of our stores, they have a sale day on Saturday. And so everything, all of the colored tags are on sale except for the new colored tag. So their strategy is to put out the new color tag, a whole bunch of new inventory on Friday nights, the new color tag. So when they get really busy on Saturday for the sale day, people see the new color and spend full price. So I go on Friday and I search through the new racks and I find like amazing things because no one has seen it before. It's all the good inventory. The people that are putting it out, they know their brand. And so it's not going to be half off. So I have to decide on what I want to get. But that's one of my strategies because I know my store and I know my inventory. Number 2 research is your data. So if you're new at this, you're not going to have data. The way that you're going to do it is research other YouTubers, go on Facebook and see what people are saying sells well and watch. I mean, you can watch my haul videos. You can watch, there's a bunch of haul videos out there and watch them and learn brands and then try it. And then once you've tried it, you will have data and you will see what sells well for you. Look at your data. I really dig deep into this because a different strategy works for every single person. You come to the table with something different than other people do. And it's different time commitments, different eyes when you're outsourcing, different. I mean, when I source, sometimes I have my 4-year-old with me or my 2-year-old. And so I miss things, right? And so everybody comes to the table with something different. That's why looking at your data is so important because it's what's working for you. It's great to hear these things of what's working for somebody else to try, but you need to figure out what works for you. And so I will pop up here what I look at, and I'm following my notes, make sure I have it. What I look at is my brand data and my categories data. So before I go out on a sourcing trip, I will look at my most recent data. I will look at it accumulative to see overall what does well. And then now I'm starting to shop for fall. So I'll start looking at my fall data and say, okay, what sells well for me? And categories, boots and purses sell well for me. Jackets when winter starts to come, dresses in the summer. So then when I go out sourcing, I know what to look for and I know what sells for me. And then I can be smarter and buy things that I know that are going to sell instead of working harder and just buying a bunch of random things, right? And then I also look at brand data. What brands sell well for me? And this is either sells a lot for me. And if you've watched my videos, Columbia is something that I sell a lot of because it's easily accessible in my area. And same with like the North Face. I'm going to take that back. I see the North Face, Patagonia, Lululemon a lot. It's not always priced right. And oftentimes I keep Lululemon for myself. Sorry. But those are things that I have access to. I don't get a lot of, I think I have one Lily Pulitzer because that's just not in my area, right? So you have to know what works for you by quantity, by how much you sell, and then by average price point. Because those are the two things, your average price point by how many you sell, that's going to be your profit. And you want to know what is working for you so that when you're out and you see things, you can know. So definitely look at your data. And this is what I like. This is my strategy, and what works for me is I stick to 80% my bread and butter, which are things that I know that work for me. So like Columbia and Lululemon and dresses during the summer, and jeans are doing well for me, and purses and shoes. And then I get the 20%, if I have time, 20% where I can kind of piddle paddle around and find new brands to try out. But then that 80% is stable. It's making me money. And then I have a little bit of the risk in the 20%. Someone over here says, oh, this sells really well for me. Cool, let me try that. But I know that I have that 80% that's going to sell. So I don't mind taking a little bit of risk, right? I want to go back real quick to the research on your stores. Bins and retail. And let me see how to put this. I like both. And you have to decide what works for you. Bins, I know a lot of people don't have bins close by, so obviously that's not going to work for you, or you only have bins. Bins, flat out, their price, you cannot beat it. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. But time is money. Right? Time is money. And I don't know what you do, but for me personally, time is money. When you go to the bins, you're spending hours searching through things. And so your inventory cost is much lower, but then you're spending time doing that. And so I actually go to retail a lot of the time because there's a retail a lot closer. I can go into a retail store and you can, I'll link some of my videos above. I go to a retail store and I mean, just this last weekend, I was there for 15 minutes and I walked out with like $600 worth of resellable, $600 of sellable stuff. It was like $2,000 worth of retail, if you retailed it in 15 minutes. You can't do that at the bins. And so my inventory cost is higher, but then I factor that into what I'm buying. And that's where the research comes. You have to know where you're going and what you're researching to know what to pick up. I would never pick up a top at a retail because tops, only sell for like 15 to 20 bucks, depending on what it is. But most tops only sell for 15 to 20 bucks. And at a retail store, you're spending between $5 and $7. So I'm not making money off of it, right? So that's where your research is important. Number 3. You're in the store, you've done all your research, stick to your research. And it's hard. It's so hard to see things that you're like, this is awesome, but it doesn't fit into my research, and to say no. It's hard to say no, but you have to stick to that 80% bread and butter. That is what's going to give you the cushion to do that 20% of things that, are a little bit riskier. But that 80% is what's going to make you that money. And you have to keep in mind and tell yourself while you're doing this is to make that money. And that's how you're going to get to where you want to be, by sticking to your research. 80%, right? The 80-20, 80%, 20% for the risk. And then be that person that looks up the comps. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. You can't know all the brands. You can't know how much things are worth, right? Don't be afraid to pull out your phone. And what I do, and everyone's different, but what I do is I pick everything that I think might be something, put it in my cart, and then I spend about a third of my time back. It's usually in the back where they have like racks. If you don't want stuff, you can kind of put it back there. And I stand back there and I look up comps on everything that I don't know, which is usually a lot of stuff because there's a billion brands out there. Or there's like, this brand, but this is a different type. You've sold a dress before and now these are pants. Do pants sell as well? Look up comps. And I will show you real quick how I look up comps. And I do it on PoshMark and on eBay. If I can't find it quickly on PoshMark, I'll go to eBay because eBay is a larger platform. So you can usually find it quicker on eBay. But I'm going to come here. I'm going to look up All Saints clogs. This is something I got this weekend. There's my clogs. I just listed those today. And I hit like, right? So then it's in my likes, and when I'm ready to list, it's already there. I don't have to go through this. I've already done this process. Time is money. I've already done this. I go to list, I look at my likes, boom, 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 and things are much easier to list. But how do I decide if it's worth it? Look at the solds. You want to look at the solds to see what the average price that things were selling at, especially on PoshMark, but also on eBay because there's flexibility and auctions and stuff. People list things all over the board. Look at what they sold for and get an average. And then the average price that it sold for, subtract how much you're going to pay for the item, and that's going to be your average profit. Does that average profit amount fit into the research that you did before you came here of your average profit that you wanted to make? And if it did, awesome. Put it in your bag. And if it didn't, put it back. It's so hard. I know it's so hard to put stuff back. But that's how you're going to source smarter and not harder, is by picking up items that are going to sell and give you that average price point that you want. Smarter, not harder. Time is money. I'm going to say it a billion times. Time is money. Don't buy something that's not going to give you that average price that you want because you have already spent time sourcing it, right? So there's time is money, but then also listing it. Like, do you want to spend a half an hour listing, or an hour, or however long it takes you to listing something that's not going to make you money? Or do you want to spend a half hour listing something that's going to make you money? And sharing. On PoshMark, you have to share your closet. Like, time is money. You could be sharing things that are going to make you more money. So stick with it. Be the person who is willing to look up the comps and make sure that you have items that are going to make you that money. So now we're at number 4, and we're still in the store for this one. And this one I don't think it's anything big, but I'm going to note it because it does make a huge difference. Be nice. It's that simple. Be nice. These people are your coworkers essentially, right? So if you're at the bins, and it may be different for you, but in our area, if you're at the bins, you're going to see the same people all the time. Most of the people there are resellers. They do this for a living. Or, you know, a lot in our area, you have a lot of people that buy and they send it back home, or they are reselling it. So you're seeing the same people over and over and over again. Be nice. One, it's just a nice, courteous, kind thing to do. But also, like, these are your coworkers, and this is, like, you want to work in an environment where you're happy, and the happier you are, the better you're going to sell. So be nice. And then you also, like, in our area in the bins, shoes always get split up, right? And so someone will find one shoe and you'll find another shoe. And if you're nice and this person sees you all the time, they'll be willing to work. Hey, you gave me a shoe last time. I'll give you this, you know, $150 pair of UGG boots. Okay, cool. Like, and all that you had to do that is be nice to them last time. Follow the rules. Getting in fights isn't going to get you anywhere at the bins. There is plenty to go around. Unfortunately, there's a lot of waste and a lot of stuff to go around. Fortunately for us, unfortunately for the environment. And then if you shop retail, a lot of times, and for me, I'll see resellers out and about. So say hi and be kind and courteous to them. There's plenty to go around. It doesn't have to be this mean thing. But then also be kind to the employees, because those are essentially your coworkers. You see them. I mean, I know most of their names at the stores that I frequent. They know my children's names. A lot of times they'll give them a sticker or whatever it is. I bring coffee and donuts to them often. And one, this just makes for a more pleasant experience, which if you're happy, you're going to do a better job. That's how it works. But then also oftentimes, you know, they're like, hey, Sarah, like, they know I'm a reseller. Sarah, this bag just came in and did you see it? Let me take you over there. And I was like, oh, I did not see that. Thank you very much. I will be purchasing that. Or, you know, hey, we're having a sale next Friday. Did you hear about it? Or whatever it is. So they have it's not only just nice and I enjoy it, but then they also help me with my business. And another thing that I do, and it takes no time, and my kids actually enjoy doing it when they're with me, is I take the hangers off and I fold things so that their job is easier. They, you know, scan it and they put it in the bag. In our area, we have mainly ARCs and Goodwills, and most of the people that work there are disabled or people that have a hard time finding a job, which is amazing. Another reason that I like shopping at these places, because of their philosophies behind what they're doing. But they truly appreciate you. I mean, it takes you no time. Instead of just standing there watching them, it takes you no time. You can take off the hangers, and then my kids love to go back and, you know, hang it up. And for my 2 and 4-year-old, it's like amazing. We're kind of a Montessori family, so it's amazing real life work to kind of figure out how to hang up a hanger, right? So that's number 4. All right, so now we're on number 5. And this one, as easy as it sounds, it's not. The shopping is the fun part, and everybody's different, but like going out and finding these deals and, oh, I can make so much money on that, cool. And then you get home and it's like, wah, wah, and it sits there, right? And so listing, you can't make any money if it is sitting on your floor. Like, period. I'm going to tell you the tips that work for me, but you need to find things that work for you to list, because if you don't list it, then all of the sourcing that you've done is essentially, you've done nothing because you're not making money. That's the best way. You can't make the money if it's not out there for people to see. So a couple things that work well for me, as soon as I get home, and this is another reason why I do more retail than bins, it takes me much less time to prep it to take pictures than at the bins, because things are already hung up. They're already kind of aired out. I rarely have to steam anything if I come home and hang it up right away. And it's funny because my husband will know. He's like, oh, you're done shopping. And I was like, I am, but I have to at least go downstairs and hang things up. And there's 2 reasons. One, so that they don't get wrinkles, so I don't have to waste time later steaming them. Time is money. And if I'm spending an hour steaming things, that's an hour I could be spending doing something that's going to make me money. And so I hang things up right away, let them air out, less steaming to do, but then it also, clothes look a lot prettier when they're hung up, right? Which is why, you know, the retail can charge a lot more than the bins. But then when I come downstairs and I see all these beautiful items, I'm excited again to list them and to take pictures than bags that are sitting on the floor. So that's one of my strategies that helps me list quicker. And then this is so hard, and I know, but the self-control that it takes, I have 3 racks of clothes, 3 racks that I hang clothes on. And when they're full, I don't go shopping. And it's hard. It's so hard. But it forces me to get those items out there. And once I'm down to about 1/3 of my items, then if time allows, I will allow myself to go shopping. But those are the 2 strategies that I use to list. Find things that work for you. I know people who are like, I'm going to list 5 things a day. And I can still go shopping, but as long as I'm listing those 5 things a day, I will get through it. Another thing that helps me list as well is doing things in chunks or in like things. So I do all my purses together because you kind of get into a flow, and then all your lighting's the same and you can be a lot more effective and efficient in it. And then you can watch some of I have a video about how I list every day. And I do like marathon photo sessions. I don't love taking pictures. It's I don't really like taking pictures. I'm getting to where I like it a little bit better, but not so much. It's probably the least favorite thing that I do. And so because I know that I hate it, when I start doing it, I just want to like get it out of the way, right? I don't want to be doing a couple every day. And so I do like mass photo sessions so that it's all done. I usually about once a week, I will take enough pictures for the whole week to list every single day between like 3 and 10 items a day, depending on how much inventory and time I have. And then I have them in my phone, and then I can list every day from there. All right, that's all 5 of them. Thanks for hanging out with me. I told you it was beefy, but it's so worth it because if you can source faster and more efficient, you're able to make more money. Less time, more money. Quick review. I gave you 5 tips. Number 1, research. Research your stores around you and research your brand. Research your data, what is working for you. Then you go to the store. At the store, stick to it. It's so hard, but stick to it, and don't be afraid to be that person that is looking up comps so that you are making the amount of money per item that you want to make. Be kind and friendly. It's easy. Just do it. Lastly, list. And I think this is one of the hardest ones. I know I'm guilty of it for sure, but list. Find strategies that work for you to get it out there, because if it's not listed, no one can see it to buy it. So thanks for hanging out with me. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you like videos like this. I'll do more videos like this on strategies that'll help you sell. And after this, there's going to be a discount code for my Etsy tool, so make sure to watch out for that. And leave comments below. Try these things out. Tell me what you think, or say, hey, when I'm listing, this is something that I found that helps me list. So thanks for joining. Stay tuned for my next videos.